Hey guys, today we'll be doing a reading on Rihanna. Spirit, what is going on with Rihanna at this time? What is going on with Rihanna at this time? What is going on with Rihanna at this time? Get one more card and see what's going on with Rihanna. ASAP Rocky depends on her financially a lot, heavily depends on her financially, and he has no desire to change this. I don't see him looking for new avenues to make money or anything like that, which is detrimental to their relationship. Okay. I do see her being bothered by that, by the fact that he's not really trying to grow his income or any of that. She is very much so bothered by that. Okay. Why is he so dependent on her financially? Why is he not trying to increase his revenue or contribute more to their household? Why is he not trying to contribute more to their household? See, why is ASAP not trying to contribute to their household? He doesn't see the need to. She has exposed him to a lot. We're gonna dig deeper and figure out what that is. But she has showed him so many new things, exposed him to a lot that he wasn't even aware of, and he's used to. Let's clarify on this. Actually, she's saying she exposed him to something. What did she expose him to? What did she expose him to? Let me see. Okay. Well, for one, he is they're not in a committed relationship. She has caught him dealing with other women, and I do believe that he has taken a break from doing that. From what I can see, he's taken a break from doing that because they welcomed this new child into the world recently. But he just thinks that he's kind of somewhat on a high horse, and it is saddening because he was able to get with Rihanna. He believes he can pretty much get with any woman, with any other woman that he wants. And so there was a time when he was exploring his other options and dealing with other women, and she did catch him doing that. Okay, he took a break because they welcomed this new baby girl. So that's one reason why he's not really contributing financially, because he doesn't feel like a obligation to do so, a deep sense of obligation to do so, because he's already not exclusive to her. Okay, let's see, another card came out as a devil card. Let's see what this is about. They don't have the healthiest relationship. I do foresee that if they're not married now, they could potentially get married. Although they don't have the healthiest relationship, they are very attached to one another, very codependent on one another. Okay. He's determined to make this work, though. He's determined to stick by her side. Okay. Also, money is spent frivolously in that home. Money comes in and goes out, comes in, goes out. I did see that there were some posts on Facebook mentioning like a decline in her net worth or something like that. Like she went from having a billionaire status to somewhere in the like 100 million, something like that. That's just simply because she's not really budgeting her money at this time. Like her money is just kind of, it's going in and out the door, in and out the door. All right. Let's see what's come to. She still, of course, has a lot of it, but it's just not being budgeted properly, or as properly as it could be. So that's another reason why he doesn't feel the need to contribute financially, because he knows that she's not being as mindful with the money as she once was before. Let's clarify the two coins. On top of them having a codependent relationship and him figuring that, she's not going to leave him anyway, so what difference does it make? He's actually the reason why her money is, she has experienced a loss of money. He doesn't feel supported. Like he knows that he doesn't really have a strong fan base, and this does show, how can I say, his feelings towards that show. So for instance, like in person, he may not be the nicest person. In person, he may be very much so like, he may be, how do I describe him? Like careless, in a sense. Like, doesn't care if you like him, he doesn't care if you don't like him. He is quick to cut people off, okay? He's quick to speak to another person any kind of way, okay? And he has developed a reputation for being somewhat of a you know what, right? Because of this. Okay. Start from the sun reverse. Who is it this way? Let's see, who's been this way? Is this Rihanna or Rihanna? Rihanna, she's not really happy. She's not really happy with him. I see her working on a lot of different projects. She works very hard. I see her working on different projects and not really feeling cared for in her relationship. Not genuinely feeling cared for in a relationship. Not feeling that sense of like romance. And also, if you Spirit is showing me, if you look at their like red carpet appearances and things like that, and watch them take pictures together, you will kind of see, if you pay attention, you can kind of see that there is a certain level of disinterest there, where they're standing next to each other, but they're not really they're not really touching each other, they're not really genuine. There's not really like a genuine sense of care and affection between the both of them, okay? And this is actually a reoccurring issue that Rihanna has been having in her relationships, where like these men get with her and they think because they bagged her, they can bag any other woman. They start kind of getting sloppy with the way that they treat her, and then there's this growing resentment because she ends up outperforming them in the relationship. So this is also taking a toll on the children. Let me see something. Dive deeper into this Page of Cups reverse. Page of Cups reverse. Let's see. Yeah, the relationship. Their relationship, he manipulates her a lot, and there's just this non-committal energy that keeps coming up to where, he makes promises, he doesn't keep the promises that he makes. What else? Sorry guys, that was my neighbor. I don't know what my neighbor was doing. I don't know if they were bringing on the walls or what. I don't know what that was about. But anyway, yeah. So that has an effect on the children. In what way does that have an effect on the children? Does that have an effect on the children and their children? In what way does that have an effect on their children? It causes the children to fall into the background more. She doesn't, of course she doesn't bring her kids, like everywhere she goes. She tries to keep her kids in, let's dial it back. One, she doesn't want her children to ever experience the level of poverty that she had experienced growing up. She does not want that for them. I see her actually wanting to take her children back to Barbados to teach them, to show them, specifically her daughter, how she grew up and what needed to be done to ensure that they didn't have to have the same type of upbringing that she had. And that's what she's really trying to instill in her children, especially her daughter. And of course she has this, major stardom. She's a big star, big celebrity. And, but she still wants her children to know that even though she's a celebrity, this is just her job, okay? Her being an entertainer, that was a job. Her being an entrepreneur, a businesswoman, that was her job. She's still a regular person. So actually, I would say that it's when it comes to her and Rocky's relationship, they're not allowing their relationship or the problems that they have in their relationship to negatively impact their children. If anything, Rihanna is reminded by her relationship that she is a normal person just like everyone else, and it keeps and it allows her to keep the message she wants to instill in her children in perspective. Okay, let's clarify the death card. I can already tell this is going to be a long reading. She spent a large amount. She's like, so much money went out within a short amount of time of her being with ASAP Rocky. It can end up causing that can cause the two of them to end up parting ways or separating. If she doesn't gain control of her finances. I'm seeing she had a lot of money saved up. A lot of that money went out, and she's starting to reconsider. How can I say? I know she has this makeup line, right? She has her makeup line, but I don't see her being as passionate about her makeup line and her lingerie line as she was before. And that has a lot to do with him, with being around him. And he's very much so like not really motivated. He's king of wands reverse. He's not really motivated, doesn't really have a sense of like direction or clear ambition. He can be very lazy, and he can be a womanizer as well. So just being around him is just kind of is being around him all the time is a distraction to her, and her ability to really and her ability to really continue her projects with the same enthusiasm that she had before when she was trying to get these projects off the ground. That if they ever do part ways, that will be the reason why. It'll be because he just took her out of her element too much. Okay. Let's clarify on this 2 of Wands reverse. Okay. she knows that, or they both have this understanding that he's not going anywhere. Now, if they do ever separate, it will be, 100% her call, right? And it will be her call, and it will be for the reason that I just mentioned before. But yeah, they have the sense of understanding that he's not really going anywhere, and they do genuinely love each other. He finds it very stressful to be with her, or almost as if being with her is a job all on its own. And why is that? Well, for one, they're very codependent. They're very much so attached to each other. They have a strong soul tie to one another. So he's always having to report what he's doing to her, and they always keep tabs on one another, keep tight tabs on one another, which is why it was so easy to catch him cheating the first time that he did it, right? Why it's so hard for him to He also feels very wow. This is okay. Before he got into a relationship with her, he was pretty much able to, of course he had to have a certain level of like mystique, or what would you call that? Like he wanted to remain his privacy, or he wanted to keep his privacy intact, like he did before he met her, or not before they met, but before he got into a relationship with her. He was still able to kind of have some freedom in the sense of like, being able to do what he wanted to do, and keeping his privacy intact to a certain degree, and pretty much just living his life, right? He still had freedom, but now that he's with her, he has to be very careful about everything that he does. Imagine being this is what I can compare it to, right? Imagine childhood stars, like a Macaulay Culkin, or a Urkel, or Jaleel White, or a who's another one? Anyone in that realm, right? On that level, where they are stars, but they're not really like mega stars per se, right? They can still have a sense of normalcy in their life because they don't have the whole world looking at them, right? ASAP was kind of within that realm, right? To where he had a sense of normalcy, right? But when he got with Rihanna, he had to carry himself and live his life a totally different way. He had to, in a sense, like live his life in a similar way that Beyonce lives her life, where she's really very much so under the radar. That's what he had to do. And that's something that stresses him out a lot, like a lot. It gives him insomnia, okay? And Rihanna may end up getting pregnant again. She's coming up as an empress. She could end up getting pregnant again as well by him. She could end up having another child soon, okay? Let's clarify the moon. If she doesn't take any precautions to prevent it from happening. Does ASAP have any other kids outside of the children that he has with Rihanna? I need to check to see if he does have any kids outside of Rihanna.